The following podcast has been brought to you by Audible.com. Sign up now using the URL audibletrial.com/TTV to get a free audiobook of your choosing. We recommend Brick by Brick, How LEGO Rewrote the Rules of Innovation and Conquered the Global Toy Industry. You may recognize this as one of the sources we use in our show, Bionicle Autopsy. Remember, that's audibletrial.com/TTV. Enjoy the show.
Alright everybody, before this episode begins, I would just like to give a quick primer of the contents you should expect. Now, this episode was recorded a day before the return of Bionicle was made official by the picture of the masks that was found on LEGO.com, and as such, its release had to be postponed so we could get a TTV episode out covering that news. Because of this episode in the actual recording is referred to as episode 112, yet episode 112 officially is the episode titled Mask of Discussion. This episode is 113 for all intents and purposes. With that out of the way, this episode is still very enjoyable, and I hope you all enjoy listening to it. Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 1
Mardi Gras!
And here we have Venom taking upon the mantle of
Nice Mardi Gras, Ven. I like it.
I'm dying.
I don't know, man. Grar. I don't
Venom
like
was
it.
the one that sounded like he was dying.
What was that? Oh, anyway, hello and welcome to episode 112 of the TTV Podcast. It's gonna be a pretty interesting episode, I feel, today. How's everybody's week been?
School.
Difficult.
It's been life-tastic.
Exhausting. Shut up. You're not allowed to be happy.
I still can't figure out what kids see in Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Nor can I.
Is that your dilemma?
That was like a moment of Eljay awkwardness there.
I can't figure it out.
And deservedly
Is
so.
this what you feel like your whole life, Eljay?
Yes.
All day.
Wow. Sucks to be you.
All day, every day. The life of the J is not okay.
So to say.
But yeah.
Yo, dog in the hood.
So anyway,
So,
things gonna be pretty interesting this episode, I feel. We do not have a lot of news to discuss, even though a lot of stuff has been going on with us personally. We're probably not going to talk about it except mention the forum and the website offhand. But maybe we may have some people joining in. We have a ton of stories, hopefully, maybe. So it should still be a pretty funny episode. And we have Mange here, so that's always cool.
Yeah, Mange. What a cool dude.
Yeah. So without further ado, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Messinak.
I'm LJ.
I'm Venom.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
I'm just here for the food.
Sigh. And once again,
I'm Shikuma Nuba.
And once again, this is TTV episode 112. And without further ado, we'll get right into what news we do have to talk about today. And
Can I just point out? Sorry.
What would you like to point
I
out?
just wanted to point out that so many people misspell the word adieu.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting. It's just one of those words.
There's a lot of those words. Okay, rant over. Continue.
Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get into some news. One piece of the news is pretty not obsolete, but outdated, because we haven't done a podcast for a while. The last one we released was like recorded 2 weeks before it was released, so there was kind of a delay there. Greg Farshty has revealed a bit of Bionicle news on the LEGO message boards that we would be remiss if we did not discuss at some point. So, Eljay, why not give us a bit of a backdrop on what exactly he revealed?
Sure. On the LEGO message boards, Greg Farshty revealed that Velika had some secret agents that he was in cahoots with, that he was in discussion with, and they were keeping him informed on what was going on the different planets, and he was keeping them in cool tech. And it was revealed that one of these spies we met in 2009, meaning that there is a quote-unquote second traitor.
Plot twist, what if it's just Metis?
I swear. Some people actually believe it is, and why would you do that? That is... People already accuse Greg of being a lazy writer. Why would you want that to be the case? That's lazier.
Because Metis is a tricky traitorous character and fun to write for.
Stuff it. So anyway.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Yeah, exactly. I think
that was a joke.
Yes, thank you.
Your face is a joke.
I think that the situation is very interesting and could potentially have multiple sides. Before I give my take and be a buzzkill, what do you think of this news, everybody? Who do you think it is?
I think it's Gresh.
People think it's Gresh too.
Yeah, has to be Gresh. It's either Gresh or Perditus.
Yes. Perditus is responsible for all evil.
That's the thing, though. That would be great if he was, because then...
he'd have relevancy in the story.
Exactly.
2009 was the first year of Bar Magna, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
First and only year. Well...
Not...
Yes, Ben,
some people actually do count 2010.
Yeah, we're counting 2010.
Okay, then. It was Matanui.
I will subscribe to this train of logic.
Oh, for fudge's sake.
LJ?
This train of logic is having trouble leaving the station.
LJ, who do you think it is?
I haven't given it a whole lot of thought, but I do personally like the idea of it being Perditus. I've heard that someone somewhere on some site has made a convincing argument as to it being Click.
That'd be cool.
I don't like the idea of it being Metis or Barracks. A lot of people think it's Barracks because, he has access to the Great Being's secret lab because no one could stumble on things before. People also believe it's Kina for the exact same reason.
Kina.
And personally, I don't believe...
I'm a traitor! Yay!
Yeah. I don't believe it's either of those, any of those. Click, I don't know the argument for Click, but I'm sure it's hilarious.
Because he's a
So personally... You see, okay, this is kind of a tricky situation because I personally want it to be Perditus because he has a strong sense of justice. But this is a character we met in 2009. We didn't meet Perditus at all.
We met Perditus. We met him in Matanui's Guide to Bar Magna.
Stuff it. We did not.
Yes, we did. He had a quote. We met him in the box art for the Thornatus.
Actually, now that you mention it, his quote is pretty highly suspect.
That is very true.
Now, the other one that I do like the idea of is Ranu.
Nah.
That could be very interesting.
That sounds stupid.
I like that idea because
I
keep
don't
in
like
mind
that
he was initially quite resistant to Matanui getting like the robot that all the Agori and Glatorian were living in. Granted, it was because he didn't want to uproot them, but his resistance is still questionable.
Not really.
The other one I also like, as far as possibilities, is Atticus.
Atticus.
Because it was alien
Whatever,
tech.
however you pronounce his name. Yeah, because of the alien tech. It's not strong evidence, but that's an interesting thought. I like that idea.
That is very true. 2009 had a lot of just weird one-off characters that had no relevance that they could easily pull back and make into like pivotal plot role.
Yeah, but none of that matters anymore because Bionicle's being rebooted. Yay!
I sincerely
Venom,
hope not.
I find your opinion that Bionicle is going to be a reboot kind of disturbing. Stop treating it as
I find that voice disturbing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And your face
I
disturbing.
refuse to buy Bionicle 2015 if the gold skin being is not the main villain. Limited edition Toys R Us exclusive Velika set.
What difference does it make the color of the skin? Racist.
Wow.
Whoa.
Pulling out the
Let's
art.
not go there.
Yeah, please no. Mange, what do you think about the traitor? Who do you think it is?
Dude, it's like Tellurus or something, because he gets in the Scopio and he gets up as high as he can for the minimum range for contacting Velika.
Is it Tellurus dead?
He just barely. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't really know who it could be. Maybe Tuma, the mighty Tuma, contacted him with information.
That'd be pretty funny, actually.
Mighty Tuma.
Wow. Yes, it's Tellurus. He gets up in range.
Gets to the highest point that he can.
Oh, Mange, your style of humor has been missed.
And it will be missed.
Yeah, I miss it too.
Well, my hunch for this thing is probably gonna be very a downer. I do not think Greg has any clue who it actually is, and that's not to because I don't necessarily subscribe to the logic that a lot of people have. Like Greg's a terrible writer because I actually like his writing, but he said many times before he kind of makes things up on the fly. And with this question in specific, if you go read what it is, the question itself asked, are there people on Barra Magna that report to Velika? And he said yes. And then somebody asked, would it be any characters we'd met prior? And he was like, I think it would be unfair of me to say no to this question, as in, I haven't really given it much thought. It could be possible. If I say no, then that rules it out, and it's not ruled out based on logic, so I'm going to say yes. It was more of a blanket statement thing than he has anybody specific in mind. He was saying it is a very strong possibility that it was characters we already met. That's just my take. Presumably, if he ever writes again, he would be able to pick one. But I heavily doubt that the serials will ever be continued, and I heavily doubt that current story will be continued, even if...
You're not a believer.
No, I am not.
I swear, if Bionicle 2015 isn't a continuation, I'm not buying any of the sets.
Even if it's a continuation, there's no way the serials would remain canon. The post-end serials.
Yeah.
It'd be scrapped. But, I don't know, that's my take. Meso the downer.
I just don't want it to be a reboot. Continuation, time jump, something like that, but not a reboot.
Why not?
Yeah, tell us how you
Because tell you how I feel. Okay, let me tell you. See, back when I was young, you see, we had to do this thing for school where we had to write a story. And you see, my sister didn't like stories, but I liked writing stories. And wait a minute, this was before Bionicle even started.
12 out of 10 relevancy.
Yeah, woohoo.
Nice
You
story, I
go,
like
girl.
it.
There any
Ah, that was my
pills you
my
need
first
to
fan
take?
fiction though. my first piece of writing was a fan fiction, and I wrote it in the 7th grade. It was about Lego.
Whoa.
Nice.
Do tell.
And then I wrote it. Let me see. What did it involve? I think there may have been a little bit of Arctic, may have been a little bit of city theme, and I can't remember what else. But
Was
the
there
sequel was
Galaxy
better. That
Squad?
actually had more of a no. You forget I'm a lot older than that.
Oh yeah, old man.
Yeah, old man Takuma sitting on his porch, yelling at kids.
I don't have a Porsche. I have a Ferrari.
Wow.
Oh, that is a true sign of an old man.
You're a funny guy.
Actually, my car's a Thunderbird.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Poor man's sports
Nice car. I like it.
It's
I
white,
get
or
that.
as we call it in Minnesota, camouflage for the winter.
Of the winter. Wow.
Winter camouflage. Oh yeah, you don't want to get lost in a snowstorm in a white car.
Yup. Never be found again. Okay.
I could
Yeah,
figure
Bionicle.
it out
Yeah,
right here.
Bionicle. I don't know, man. I don't think it's anybody. If it was somebody, I'd say Perdidas. But it's never gonna be anybody. I don't think, because
You said,
it'll never be continued.
Yeah.
did
no.
you say, okay, is it someone we met in 2009 or somebody who's on Barra Magna?
Somebody we
Is it-
met
what-
in
what-
2009.
Oh, because it's just someone that's on Barra Magna. That could be anyone, and I like that. Like, my opinion, Sarda. It should totally be like Sarda.
Who is that?
You don't remember
Mari
Sarda?
Nui?
He-
Lesovic.
No, it wasn't Carda Nui. It was Mari Nui.
Oh yeah, it
He
was
was
the
the
Matora.
Tomatorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, confession, as big of a story buff as I've always been, once it hit Barra Magna, everything just kind of went
It seems to be the case for a lot of people.
like, yeah.
I don't know. I liked 2009 a great bit. Like getting
I
like
did.
following it and hearing about it. I was like, this is going to be awful. What the heck are you doing, Lego? What's
And
going
you were
on
right.
here?
2009 was awful.
That's the thing, though. It was only
I don't like
awful
deserts.
because they had to wrap it up so quickly.
No, it was just awful.
It was just.
It wouldn't have been awful if they could continue it.
It was
the
awful.
first half of
The end
year.
of Bionicle was Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery.
Wow.
The first half of 2009, I'll be honest, I liked just as much as 2001. The second half was garbage. The second Maranui landed, everything got torpedoed. They just
Yeah,
had
I
to
agree.
rush to end it. And they just had so many contrivances and stupid scenarios. I liked the whole aspect of a planet filled with people that aren't as powerful as Toa, having to fight against a giant army that's moving around wrecking stuff. The resistance team, etc. But alas, it was never followed up on.
And we're all thankful for it.
You guys are. I'm not. But alas, that is Velika's Informants. Nice piece of Bionicle news. And the second bit of news is not nearly as interesting for Bionicle from a Bionicle perspective, but hey, it's good for Lego. They've become the world's largest toy manufacturer.
And the world's dumbest. No, I'm just kidding.
And I'll be honest, I kind of already thought this was a thing. I was not aware they
Yeah,
were.
me too.
No, I think Hasbro has been beating them out. It was either Hasbro or no, yeah, it was definitely Hasbro.
Mattel.
I imagine, especially given recent events.
Yeah, it's Mattel, because Mattel acquired Mega Bloks, but yet they've even still been outsold. It is,
Outdid.
yeah, outdid. I was trying to think of the word. they got wrecked, basically. Nobody can stop. Nothing stops this Lego train.
You could say it's a Lego hype train.
You could say. And I believe it is.
Could say, but I'd rather not.
It is owed to the success.
You
of the
could say
Lego
it's a
movie.
Lego hype monorail. Oh, Lego doesn't do monorail. Sucks to be you guys.
Oh.
Oh, lame jokes. Lame
We were
jokes,
talking
oh.
about it at Brick Fair that we need to make a shirt that says Bionicle more important to Lego than monorail. or something along those lines.
Low blow. I don't know. It's just I think a lot of this can be owed to the success of the Lego Movie. Although I'm not sure when these profits are for, what time period. But
First half of 2014.
okay, then yeah, there you go. Thank you, Lego Movie. It's brought Lego to a whole new era of relevancy, and that's what I really hope, if the Bionicle 2.0 reboot, continuation, whatever, is handled properly. Considering how popular Lego is, it could blow up bigger than it did before. Well,
Or it could just fail.
Or it could fail and they cancel it after 1 year. And they replace it with Villain Factory. We build villains.
Wow.
I don't know.
You're right, you don't know, so don't say such stupid things.
Nobody has anything to say.
Yeah, just shut up, Meso.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Wow, I
Yes.
wish that worked that easy with my family.
Yeah,
Shut up.
I know, right? I wish we could have done that a long time ago.
Nope.
Messanak, how do you feel about replacing one of my sisters?
I do not like this scenario.
I like this scenario a lot.
Would Messanak become your sister?
No, he'd just replace them.
No, I really like
Oh.
this scenario.
Well, rather than try to kill time talking about this news, we have
Let's
some
talk about Takuma's sisters.
time for a cast
But-
infusion.
We don't have Venom. I have 5. We don't have that much time.
Kahi, welcome.
We have a lot of time.
Oh,
Talk
hey.
about nothing but you. No, be quiet, Kahi. Now let's talk about your sisters. How
They're
old
all
are they?
very depressing stories.
Let's start
Every
with their
last
age.
one of them.
Pick one.
Let's start with their ASLs.
No, pick a story, Takuma. We're gonna have everybody tell stories.
I
especially
already
Kahi.
picked a story.
Did you hear about the cannibal that showed up late for dinner? He got the cold shoulder.
Ah.
Ugh,
I get it.
already heard this.
Man,
Please.
this is what we've come to, anti-cannibal stories.
Yep.
Anti-canon.
stories.
Anti-cannibal.
I'm pro cannibal all the
Are
way.
you okay, you're pro-cannibal? Okay, hey, I'll keep that in mind when you're up for re-election.
I like to keep an open mind, and
I'm
sometimes the
with you.
cannibals like to open my mind and have a taste.
Ah.
That's now it's just getting sick.
Yeah.
That's where you draw the line. You're okay talking about his sisters, but
Yes.
when he starts talking
You have
about
a
eating
problem
other
with that,
humans,
Kai?
you're like,
Are you
"That's disgusting."
judgmental, Kahi?
Yeah, Kahi.
No, I'm just saying, Ian's
You
already
sound
gone.
pretty judgmental.
The
I do
only
have the mentality of a judge.
the only reason I'm not a cannibal myself is because human beings don't come with the nutritional information.
Ah.
I need
Well,
to,
not
you know,
until
I need to-
now. The Kickstarter's going right up, everybody. Nutritional information for humans. Just stick it,
Sweet.
on your forearm so you can see if somebody's healthy enough to eat or not.
So anyway, stories.
I don't intend to eat any lawyers or politicians because I hate baloney. They're full.
Oh.
So anyway,
I
stories.
think it's worse than baloney.
Who wants to go first, telling a story, not jokes?
Why do we have to tell stories? Why can't we just
We're out of news. and the
continue
news
our
is-
conversation?
Yeah, joke time with TTV.
Yeah, exactly.
If you guys want to joke, that's fine too.
So let's talk
Okay,
about
I've got
dead
the best
babies.
joke ever. LJ. I tried.
I feel hurt inside.
That was pretty good.
You can't feel hurt inside. You don't have it.
You know who else felt hurt inside? Your maternal parent.
Oh. Dang.
I dropped mine.
College burn, man. We know who's been going to English 102.
Not LJ, because he's dumb. Haha.
We're so classist. Okay.
You know, fans, help me out here. Tell them
no,
on the
no.
tell them
No,
tell
no,
them on
don't
the
do this.
forum how much.
Don't give him a reason to be more pretentious, okay?
Do you want?
You
fan
wanna
help you
talk?
Go to Walmart, buy one, plug it in.
By one what?
Okay. So, can I tell a story?
Why not? It sounds like you have. It sounds like you have two to tell now, considering last night's events.
Oh, considering. Oh crap. Okay. Well, should I tell the lesser ones first, and then get on to the
Yes.
more entertaining
I'm
ones?
not
Okay.
of the lesser.
So yesterday, it's late. Admittedly, it is late. I went over to my friend's house for a lot of reasons. But as I was coming back, I'm coming back down, my main road, and a car, this kind of, bigger car, starts tailgating me. Like, not just like following me at a very close pace, like his bumper was right up next to my bumper, all the way across, going down. And I was getting more and more nervous. It's 2 a.m. I don't know what's going on. It's Saturday night. Could be some guy coming off a club or whatnot. You really don't know what goes on this time of night. So in order to get rid of him, I speed up and I run. I go through a yellow light in order to get into, to try to lose him behind me. Well, it's a cop. The guy pulls me over, claims that I ran a red light, and gives me a ticket for 120. That was the last thing that happened to me last night. I was complaining about it because, yeah, it's a $120 ticket for, just cops, man. Anyhow.
Reminds me of the... Continue.
That was the first one. It's nothing. This is the one that my message was referring to, the stuff that happened last night, so I want to get out of that way. It's not a really entertaining story. It's just I felt I had to deliver after Meso said something.
Yes.
In the comments,
right, it was
like, "Oh, what did Kahi do?" What?
You're dang right, it wasn't entertaining. That was
No, it was just something that happened.
lame.
Okay.
Reminds me of the...
You're lame, dude. You're lame.
Ben,
Better story, dude.
okay. Better story. So this is my favorite story out of them all. My friend works at the pizza place. My friend, he works at the pizza place. The pizza place closes at 10 p.m. They hate it when people call at like 9:50, 9:58 at the last minute.
No.
And they're like, "Hey, so I want to order this pizza." Absolutely hate it. So my friend, he's another friend of ours. He's working in the back. My friend goes, "Okay, I've got to go use the bathroom." Goes in the bathroom, calls the pizza place. Guy picks up the phone. He says, "Hello, welcome to." I'm not gonna name the name of the pizza place, but welcome to this pizzeria. I'm afraid we're closed, sir. We can't take your order right now. And my friend just goes, and the guy's like, "Sir, hello? Sir, if you don't say anything, we're going to have to call the police." And my friend's just like, guy's really pissed off. He's like, "All right, I'm going to go and call the police, sir." He hangs up. He looks the customer up. He looks the number up on the customer database to make sure it hasn't been like a previously called customer that they had, name and information they could give the police for. Types in the number. My friend had changed his number. When he hit enter, what came up was big, sexy Latino papa. And the guy goes, "What?" My friend just like kneels over laughing in the bathroom. Because there we go. So, prank well done. Those are the 2 extent of my stories. I have another one. I'm not going to tell it. It's too racist.
Aw.
Too racist.
Oh darn, racism.
It's called Black People Are Loud. So, that should give you an idea of how racist.
So anyway, who's up next?
I was gonna say, Kahi reminded me of the one time I got pulled over by a cop.
Oh really?
Yeah, but that's not a news story. We want news stories.
I don't care.
No, tell us the story. I don't think our audience has heard the story.
Well, it's new to me because I forgot about it. No, I didn't. No, it's the only time I've ever been pulled over, and I could see my house from where he stopped me.
Really?
Yes, I
Oops.
forget. I think I was on my way back from work. I don't know. It was late. It was dark. Driving down the road. Pulling around the corner, just about to pull into the cul-de-sac where we live. Lights come on. I was like, "Oh snap! I've never been pulled over." So I pull over, and I get my license, my registration. Give it to the guy. He's like, "You know why I pulled you over?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "One of your lights are out." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll get that fixed then." I thought, that was more or less the end of that. But what happened was, so went and looked at it. It's a decorative, it's just a running light. It's not a brake light or anything important, just a decorative running light that was out on one side of the car. So it's like, this isn't even something that I even need to use in my car, but now I've got to get it replaced or I'm just going to keep getting pulled over. So I've got this uncle, he works with cars, he comes over, we take a look at it. You can't just replace the bulb. Like, it's a panel of LEDs. And you can't just go and buy that for a 96 Thunderbird down at the O'Reilly's or something. So we did an internet search. At best, we could find like a used one on eBay for like $500. Not gonna do that. So what did we do? We said, screw this. We opened up the other light and unplugged it and said, now they're the same.
Wow.
So now I'm driving with 2 lights out instead of 1, but it looks perfectly symmetrical, so nobody cares.
Right.
That's good.
I should probably say beforehand, that's one of the reasons the cop pulled me over is because one of my running lights had gone out. Not my headlights. My headlights are functioning perfectly fine. My turn signals are functioning perfectly fine. It's like just a little decorative running light that goes underneath the headlights, and that's why he was tailgating me in the first place. Or at least that's what he said.
Wow.
Well,
Well, when it's late at night, they'll come up with the most far-fetched reason they can just to see if
Right.
you've been drinking. Believe me,
Right.
I know it. Not to say that I've been drinking.
I mean, it's quota season, basically, so, which is stupid. If you really think about it, that's kind of stupid that they have a quota of traffic stuff they need to...
They gotta make that cash, Kahi. Gotta.
I mean, I can see it both ways. If you don't give them a quota, they might just slack off all day. You give them a quota, they're going to look for stuff that ain't there. It's... yeah.
Well,
It's yeah.
Eljay,
It's yeah.
Eljay, I know
It's
you have
yeah.
a story to tell.
This is true. I might eat my lunch.
Sigh.
Why
Okay,
on
well.
earth would you... Okay, what are you eating for lunch?
Well, he's fat because he's white, so it makes sense. See,
Yeah,
I'm being racist
clearly.
to everybody.
Okay,
This
my lunch
round.
is done. So,
Fair.
yep,
What
I got a
did you
story
eat?
to tell. So, the only reason I'm really here on this episode is because this is my day off. We're recording it on my day off. And yesterday, I had something quote unquote happen to me. So, in order to put the boxes that I make, get them moved and whatnot, I have to put them on a wooden pallet. If you guys know what a wooden pallet is, just imagine like a Minecraft slab made of wood, blow it up a bit, and put a bunch of, make it holy. Take some boards out a bit.
How do you make it holy? Do you get a rabbi or...
Don't make me have to hurt you. So, I put all the boxes I make on the pallet. Well, in the morning, I had run out of pallets. Keep in mind, this morning was extraordinarily difficult. Throughout the course of this job, I've had my hours increased twice. So I get there by 7 o'clock. That was a car. I get there by 7 o'clock. I am absolutely out of it. I'm just on autopilot pretty much the entire morning. But I'm awake by that point. I tell my supervisor, hey, I need some more pallets. So he gets on a forklift and he goes outside and he grabs some more pallets, a huge stack of these wooden pallets. And he puts them where they normally go. I say thank you. And I'm grabbing the top pallet off. And as I'm dragging it down from the top of this stack, I notice something is moving on this pallet. It's only a little bit away from my face. And I look closer. It's a nest. Oh, it's a wasp nest. Oh, and it's covered with wasps. So, while my heart skips a few beats, I gently set the pallet down because the wasps haven't started flying around and stinging me to death yet. And I run on over to the head boss, not my supervisor because he wasn't around, but the head boss of the place. And I say, hey, do we have any wasp spray? He says, no. Like, I explain the situation to him, and he starts laughing. And one of the other people there, she grabs like a little duster. She says, "Here, use this." And I'm like, "No
What?
way!" The boss continues laughing. Well, the boss and we go over there, and he sees it, and he's like, "Oh, we'll just take it outside." So he grabs the pallet with the wasp nest on it, and he drags it all the way to this huge door that goes outside, and he swings the pallet out the door. He just throws it. He's a huge guy. And he turns around and he kind of runs back into the building. So at the time, I thought, well, that's the end of that. The wasps are gone. I'm safe. I go back to my stack of pallets. Lo and behold, the entire stack is covered in wasps. Now keep in mind, these wasps still are not flying around. Not a single wasp has flown. I look on the ground, and all the wasps that have dropped off of the pallets, they're just crawling around on the floor. All of them. They're just trying to walk in different directions. So I'm carefully taking pallets off of this stack, and I'm slamming them on the ground to get wasps to drop off. There are just wasps everywhere on the ground. My supervisor comes over, and I show him all the wasps on the ground. I'm like, look, it's like they're sleepy or something. And, for a split second, I could relate. It's like, wow, I know how you guys feel. Well, it turns out the reason that they were doing that is because it was really cold the previous night. So they're still defrosting. They're trying to warm up so that they can start flying and stinging me. So I tell him, hey, look, there are a bunch of sleepy wasps on the ground. He goes over. Now they're all dead. And so for the entirety of the day, I'd stumble across one or two wasps, and I'd kill them. And all around me, all around myself and the box machine, they're just dead wasps. Wasp corpses everywhere. And so I make the observation, I am the head of my own wasp cemetery. And so I was thinking later that day, what would I call this? What would I call this story if I were to tell it on a TTV episode? Waspix encounters of the first kind.
Wow.
12 out of 10.
Dude, I fell asleep and I woke up and you were still not done with that story. Holy crap.
Okay, if you fell asleep and then woke up, that tells me more about you than it does about me.
Does it really? Because it tells me that story was way too long and did not have a good of a payoff.
It tells me that you have a short attention span.
Waspix
No, your
encounters.
story's just not interesting enough. Waspix encounters. You found a wasp nest and then you got rid of the wasp
dude,
nest.
Seriously though, like I'm dragging this pallet down and there's a wasp nest covered in wasps a few feet away from my face. If those wasps had not been as cold as they were, I'd be covered in wasp stings right now. I would be telling a different story about how I was seen running throughout the entire facility screaming, "Get him off me!
See, that would be funny. That would be funny and entertaining. That would
I feel
be
like
a payoff.
Eljay's face would be a natural wasp repellent.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
why they didn't
That's why he
start
wears
flying.
that mask.
Maybe that's why they didn't start flying, because every time the wasps were on the ground, they were trying to crawl away from me. So I was like,
Wow.
I had a weekend of animal cruelty as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, we've got like these window wells for the basement windows, and they'd been collecting frogs and toads. So finally I said, you know what, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to clean out all the frogs and toads and leaves and stuff. I kid you not, there were around 50 frogs and toads I pulled out of those two window wells.
What on
ooh,
earth?
frog legs.
Most I just tossed into the lawn, a few went over the fence, a couple fell short and hit the fence, one may or may not have got stuck in a tree.
Wow, that was like frog brutality.
Animal cruelty is bad. Don't do it, kids. I also found some
wait,
mouse
no.
skulls.
Don't say that around Kahi, please.
Say what around Kahi? Mouse skulls?
No.
No.
Animal
never
cruelty.
No, yeah, animal cruelty.
Oh, this is gonna be
Okay.
a fun
He didn't seem
episode.
to hear.
So-
His short attention span.
Well,
His
first,
attention span is about as tall as his height.
uh,
They're
After your
both
stories are about as interesting. as yourself, which tends to be very, very disappointing.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dang. Throwing down in here.
So Kahi,
Disappointing.
I know we wanted to do forum spotlights, but the forums are down. So do you remember?
Okay.
Do you remember any?
Can I give an update on the forums?
Okay, fine. Forum
All right,
update.
let me talk a bit about the forums because this kind of thing has been happening a lot. We've been getting emails and stuff about it, and it's pretty bad. The reason why all this stuff is happening like right now is because the provider we're with that hosts the forums
Sucks.
has not been doing really well. When we got it, they were pretty stable for a bit, and suddenly for some reason it keeps having internal service errors just about every 4 hours, and we have to manually go in and restart the forums. So we're looking in to see if we can get a different provider, to switch over, and hopefully the forums will be better there. As of right now, we're just going to have to go through every time we see it's down. Me or VAR goes and manually restarts it. For those who know what the kind of thing is, we have like a droplet that we're hosting the forums on, and we just go and do like a power cycle on it. But it's not really a good solution. It's not helping anybody at all. So that's the update on the forums. We really wanted these forum spotlights today, but that combined with improper schedules, probably not going to happen this week. But next week, look forward to that because we will be doing our normal forum spotlights. You used to see it back in the old TTV episodes.
I can spotlight a topic that I remembered exists.
Okay.
The Awesome Apocalypse by Makuta of Comedy. Our
Nope,
mod
forget it.
squad.
So thank you all for listening to this episode of TTV. This was brought to you by Audible, free audiobook, yada yada. See ya.
Yeah, we're not ending just yet, Eljay.
Nah, let's do A Day in the Life of Tenebrae Invictus. This
Yeah.
amazing 3-part comic.
Actually, wait, no, there actually is a topic. TTV members as 06 set.
I was hoping you'd
Oh,
bring
right.
that.
And I also want to feature the TTV members as minifigures as well.
I didn't know there was an 06 sets one. I
Yeah,
just knew the minifigure one.
it is pretty interesting. The dude, and I wish I had his
Mine was
name.
the best because it looked nothing like me.
Lol. I wish I had the dude's
Um,
name because the forums are down, but I do not. But some guy basically took.
Let me get him. Let me get him.
Okay. Some dude basically took the 2006 sets and translated them into forms of us. So, like, I'm a modified Vezon. Viper is Puruk. Eljay is
Alright.
Axon.
That's fitting. Like, if you were to pick an 06 character, it would totally be the most masculine, muscular dude there.
Yeah, with the big yaoi hands.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Vin is
for
Brutaka
slap-
with shredder claws.
Oh, great.
Var is Umbra. And Kahi is a generic Toa Nika with a
These
suitcase.
people,
I'm Joller, thank you very much. I have a name.
these
Yeah,
guys and their
you're-
shredder claws.
Yeah.
Generic.
You have a name. That name is ugly.
Hey, I'm not the one with
Eljay,
hands
you don't have a
bigger
name
than
because
my
we don't have a word
thighs.
for what you are.
Yeah,
These
that's
hands,
because
man.
I'm so special. You can't contain me.
All right,
Ty, I'll be
anyhow,
honest,
Uber is-
I thought your mock was pretty generic, and then I looked at the suitcase and the tie, and I was very
Yeah.
happy.
Suitcase and tie were really nice additions. I really like that suitcase. It's
Yeah.
a very. I'm gonna see if I can emulate that later on. I like the build of that,
You-
and the tie is also pretty nice too.
He gave me an amazing raisin. I appreciate that
Man.
greatly.
His brother and him worked on my mock. I was the first, and they gave me a mangosteen, but it looks like
Tiny.
an amalgamation of purple.
Right.
It's actually a really cool concept, not gonna lie.
It is a really nice concept, and I like how it all turned out. I really like the way my mock got the little features.
Yeah.
But it-
Viper has a pet snake with a Zactan head. A pet Viper.
He has a pet viper at Zacton. That's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy about that.
It's
thought it
funny
was a
because the
And then we were like, no, it's not a tail. It's just a pet snake.
it's a tail that has a head at the end of it. Messo's Amazing Raisin looks more like a mangosteen than Elday's mangosteen does. It's just
It's almost like
from the country where mangosteens originated from. So
yeah, it's almost like that mangosteen. It's like a mangosteen tree that I had uprooted with my big, muscular, masculine arms, and then I just took a bunch of mangosteen, and I like peppered the entire tree. I just painted it with mangosteen mush.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is very. I
yeah,
see that.
yeah. I don't know.
But I really wish
Okay.
I could find out the guy's name but the forums.
Oh, I was going to say no. The guy's name is Kretta, Kretta. Remember Kretta on the forums?
Yeah.
Who did this? And he and his brother. I don't know if his brother has a username on the site, but they both did a very nice job of these.
Yeah. Good job.
All right, and the other one I was talking about before was the minifigure sets.
Yeah. Isn't that by Lego Master?
I believe no, it's actually by ToaVuhii.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, he's been making
And, right,
minifigure
only-
renditions, and some are more accurate than others, but it's a developmental thing. Somehow he found me a shirt with a skull on it. I don't know how he did it, but I approve.
Okay, let me get this one. So, if you look at this photo, starting from I think left to right. So we have Viper, we have Ben, we have Var. No, sorry, that's Meso. Meso with the skull shirt. There's Var with the hoodie. There's me. I got a redesign later on, and then there's Eljay at the end.
Eljay is
And
so
then,
perfect.
Yeah, I
It is
still
so
can't get
perfect.
over how accurate Eljay's
It
is.
really, I mean, it's completely accurate. It's like that flannel shirt, which I swear he has.
I do. I do. That is like
and he
that
always
is
makes
my-
that face.
He always makes that face too, because we're always like, talking about
How he
how-
always looks pissed.
right.
That's the
There we
thing,
go.
though. That is, I don't even do that intentionally. It's just like my quote unquote neutral
you do.
face. So, but even the hair, down to the hair.
Yeah, even the hair.
Yeah,
But
it's
this
like
is giving people an idea of what I look like, and that's the closest you're gonna get. I'll say that's very accurate to how I look. That's all you're going to get.
Yeah, so you know that LJ is kind of a very pissed off ginger. with
That
a
hair
flannel
isn't even
shirt.
orange.
What does the B stand for on the chest? Bionicle?
No, it stands for
Stands for bully.
bloated because LJ's fat.
I'm like the opposite of that. But yeah, I seriously have a coat almost exactly like that. You can see it in the Thanksgiving video I made, and
Yeah.
I think some recaps. That's my signature coat.
Yep.
Signature coat.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Bowie.
I have signature items of clothing, my coat and my hat.
Mm.
My hat of which has gotten me the nickname at work, Indiana Jones. Everyone calls me
So
Indy.
you wear a fedora. Oh, that
No,
fits
it's not
you
a fedora.
perfectly.
Not a fedora. I will show you the
Do
hat
you have,
later.
do you have a neck beard too?
It's time to start the tipping.
I don't think LJ is old enough to grow a neck beard.
What the fudge did you just say?
Kahi said I look too suave, to which I say that's ridiculous. I'm incredibly suave.
Wow.
That's
I-
exactly what.
Oh,
Yeah.
This
what I
Justin
posted.
Messinak uses suave shampoo.
I think the thing. Okay, with all these from right to left, I'm perfect. Thank you much.
No, you're
Kahi?
not.
Kahi, is that you?
Yeah, he
Well, I got a redesign later on.
redesigned them in picture too.
Okay, let me see. In picture 2, is he the one at the far right?
Yeah.
Okay, that is actually incredibly fitting, all the way down to the hair. The only the color of the hair. The only issue is that the hair is not short enough.
Yeah.
It doesn't look dorky enough. So if you can make that look dorkier, do so.
Yeah, definitely.
Also,
I-
take like a little yellow Lego stud and take some glue, attach that right between the eyes, and it will be perfect. Because that's his nose.
Oh, I thought you were saying he had a giant wart on his
Wow.
forehead or something. I was like, what?
Might as well be. His nose is huge.
Well,
Uh,
that is probably what it is. It's his nose.
All right, Eljay, quick, go on, give opinions. We gotta end soon.
All right, so who's the guy next
No,
to
I'm
Kahi?
sick of Elder's
According to me?
opinions.
Var.
We're done.
Okay, that's Var.
We're go.
Was he
I think
redesigned in
Var,
a second?
Venom has that nice earphone thing, you know?
No,
I don't know where
Var was
he
not
got that piece.
designed. I do not believe.
But
Okay.
nice.
Var's fine, except for two things. One, his hair needs to be short. Like, just take the hair off completely. And two,
Bar's black.
yeah.
Well, okay,
Like-
let's be fair. When's the last time you really saw a black minifigure? That wasn't Landau
Nick
Calrissian
Fury.
or Mace
Nick
Windu.
Fury.
Yeah, Nick
I just
Fury.
Nick Fury. But Nick Fury has an eye patch. You can't use that.
So what?
minifigure.
Give Bar an eye
No.
patch.
I guess Var does have that scar over his eye.
Yeah.
Scarter.
Wow.
Scarter.
As far as Meso goes,
Scarter.
Skulldurian. As far as Meso goes, I think it looks fine. I think
The hair color's
I
off. The
think
hair
he is a
shape
little
is
too
off.
suave.
I think that expression is an expression Meso never makes, though.
no, I think that's very fitting. It's just the eyebrows are really thick.
Yeah, they are pretty thick.
Yeah. And then Ven, perfect, all the way down to like the partial hanging bib, like around your waist. Oh, wait, no,
What?
that's like a jacket. Oh.
What? Are you?
I am so confused.
How did you get that? A hanging bib? Good grief! This is why one of us is not going to college.
Are we sure LJ isn't blonde?
Oh,
That was funny.
plot twist.
And then Viper, it's Viper.
Wow.
Is it? Is it really?
Who's in picture 2?
Okay. Here's who it is in picture 2. From, I believe it's left to right, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to grab the actual thing. All right. So we have Envy on the far left, Takuma, and then X, and then me.
That Takuma face.
Does that seem like a face I'd make?
That totally seems like a face you'd make every time you tell like a joke about cannibalism.
Yep.
But I've seen Envy. They're the only issue with Envy's in.
I'd say it's inaccurate, but it's a nice thought to make me.
Yeah, and then Takuma's. I've seen you only like twice, Takuma. Would you say that's accurate to you?
No, I don't have a single pair of gray pants. I do not like button-down shirts. That is totally the wrong hair for me, wrong color, wrong shape. The best thing is the expression, and I love the whole thing.
And then
You know-
X. None of us have ever seen what X looks like, so
I can picture
Well,
that.
thoughts
being
on that.
Let's assume he's a ginger. Can we assume that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. He looks pretty fitting. I don't like vests because they're just too much hassle. That's like an extra layer of clothes you have to put on. I'm not really a big fan of them. But
I know, right? It's just so much wasted time.
right, exactly. You could just like throw on a shirt, just like a t-shirt, and just go out and do stuff.
Wow.
If you're good enough
Kahi
at your
doesn't
job,
understand
people don't
style
care.
points.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
I-
Mr. Flannel and fedora wearing Indiana Jones.
Dude, I make those work.
I'm sure you do.
I'm sure
do.
all the legal immigrants at your job are just swooning over you.
Okay, let's get this on the record right now.
LJ is an illegal immigrant.
No, I'm not saying that. Kahi is a certifiable public racist. Let's just get that on the record. Let everyone
Armed
know.
racist?
No, he's not.
Racist?
Okay.
It's not racist.
So anyway,
He's equal opportunity hater.
Exactly. Look,
Oh,
hey,
my-
have you heard the stuff LJ said behind the scenes?
thank you very much, ToaVuhii, for making these minifigures. They're pretty cool, and we are glad we could spotlight them even though the forums are down.
Wait, Vuhii, real quick. Psst. If you have Kai's hair from Ninjago, I want you to throw that on my minifigure real quick and see how that looks. Thank you.
That would be pretty fitting, actually. But
Mm-hmm.
that is all for today's episode of the TTV Podcast. It was pretty jam-packed. We had news, we had stories, we had laughs, we had forum spotlights. I like it. And thank you all for being here today. Especially you, Mange, who hasn't been active on the channel all that much for a while.
Yeah, it's been nice. I like it.
I just realized that the B on Eljay's shirt stands for being because he doesn't like to use Google like a normal person.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Why did I ever agree to come in? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no,
I'm
he's
so done.
right. I mean, seriously, Eljay, do you want to use Google for something?
I don't like Bing either. We've been through this.
Oh, you don't like being
We've
okay.
been through
Never mind.
this.
Okay. So the
It's
B stands for I live in an Amish community.
Thank you for listening to episode 112 of the TTV Podcast. We will see you all
Offensive to
next
the
week for another exciting episode. But until then, please be sure to like, favorite, rate, share, comment, subscribe, and post up on the message boards at board.ttvpodcast.com. And also check out our new website at ttvpodcast.com. And also, go sign up at audible.com to get your free audiobook, Brick by Brick, How Lego Rewrote Blah Blah Blah. I don't know the
At
title.
TTVpodcast.com.
Oh my gosh.
And
Great sponsor.
we will see you. We're great sponsors. Audible.com/TTV, right?
It is audible.com/TTV. The book, in fact, has an entire chapter about Bionicle and the creation about Bionicle.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that kind of thing, check it out. It's audio. You can listen to it on your bus on your way to school or
Yup.
on a long commute, whatever.
And
But it's really interesting.
yeah,
You can listen to it instead of us.
Exactly.
And we will see you next time on the next exciting episode of the TTV Podcast. I'm Messina.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Venom.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
I'm through with all of you. I'm Jacob.
And goodbye!